It's the Weather Xtreme video. This is for Tuesday, March 10th. I'm James Spann. Alabama's weather wet, stormy at times through Friday. No doubt a lot of rain. What about strong storms? This is March, We'll take a look at that as we go along here. First off, the big picture this morning. Trough axis west of the state. A disturbed southwest flow aloft. A moist southerly flow at the surface. All that means a whole lot of rain. That's the radar this morning at 5:03. Heavier showers over northwest Alabama. Some good rain falling just east of Birmingham. We'll see periods of rain all the way through Friday. Unfortunately, we can't tell you exactly when the rain's going to start, when it's going to stop, for those of you planning events in coming days, but just be ready for rain at any hour of the day or night. Temperatures are noticeably warmer this morning. We're starting the day around 60. Temperatures have been slowly rising during the overnight hours, and we'll expect a high in the 70s today. And accordingly, the air will be a little more unstable today. We've got flash flood watches for parts of Kentucky, West Virginia, and Louisiana. And those light green colors over Alabama, that's a outlook issued by the Weather Service, just letting folks know it's going to rain a lot. We have no flash flood watches or warnings here. But this is interesting. The guys at SPC have thrown up a marginal severe weather risk for this afternoon and tonight for parts of West Alabama. This runs basically from New Orleans up to near Haleyville and Russellville. This would include Tuscaloosa and Greensboro and Livingston and Demopolis. And we'll explore this idea in detail as we go. No risks tomorrow, day 2, and day 3, which is Thursday. No severe weather risk defined. But rain, you bet. This is the QPF valid through Sunday morning. Let me show you a little higher resolution look here. The bullseye is over Jackson County at 5.16 inches. And this is suggesting additional rains of 3 to 5 inches are likely between now and Friday. So batten down the hatches. Let's get in there and take a look at modeling. This is the GFS, the OZ run valid today at noon. Again, you can see the trough axis west of the state, and down below that, it will be wet at times. We go in there and take a look at the severe weather parameters for later today. This is the surface-based CAPE, convective avatable potential energy. We hadn't done this in a long time. We've been worrying about these winter weather issues for so long. We have to get back into thunderstorm mode here. And the most of the CAPEs are running between 500 and 1,000 joules per kilogram. It's not overwhelming for March, but it's certainly a sign the air parcels will be rising freely later today. Highest CAPE at that point over our state is centered from Birmingham down toward Tuscaloosa, Brent, Montevallo, and Marion. This is the helicity, storm relative helicity, in the lower 1 kilometer of the atmosphere. And again, those numbers aren't overwhelming, 100 to 200, but that certainly does raise a flag when you see those numbers increasing like that. And again, they are maxed out over really the northern and western part of Alabama. This is the Energy Helicity Index this evening at 6 o'clock, the EHI. And you typically want to see that greater than 1 for severe weather to get going. And sure enough, it kind of maxes out about 1, a little southwest of Birmingham, where the CAPE is highest. And this is the low-level jet, the wind field at 5,000 feet off the ground. That's kind of, so-so. It's only 30 knots. You really want to see that screaming jet up there 50 knots or higher, and that's not in place. So, yeah, I think that marginal risk is justified. The dew points are going to be up in the 60s. Anytime you see that in early March, it's kind of a red flag. And we'll get the new upper air data back a little later this morning and take a look at the new model runs and see how things unfold. But there's a marginal risk of severe weather over the western half of Alabama this afternoon and tonight. Remember, when it comes to thunderstorms, what do? Expect the unexpected. Tomorrow will be a day with, again, showers likely, maybe some thunder. I'd say the high would be in the low 70s. And understand, it's not going to rain every minute of every day. We'll have some breaks in the rain, but like we talked about, the rain can come at any time. Thursday at midday, looks like a surface low is gathering over southwest Louisiana. And we're still wet, and this is Friday. That surface low is moving north, and it's over Arkansas, and all of a sudden that introduces maybe some potential for strong storms. But we've got the wedge, cold air damming, you can see, coming in from the east. that might keep the instability values low. And sure enough, this is the surface-based Cape on Friday afternoon, and there's not any, as this is maybe suggesting some cooler air could drain in and highs drop in the low and mid-60s. So at the moment, severe weather does not seem to be a problem Friday, assuming we do get some cooler air moving in from the east, but it still looks wet. Now, Saturday, as the weekend begins, the surface low moves northeast. It is over Pennsylvania and New York, and still moisture lingers, and this is suggesting a cloudy day and maybe a little light rain or shower, but certainly not as wet as the days we're expecting in the short term here. And then Sunday, we go dry. Sunday should be a nice day, becoming partly sunny, the high in the low 70s with no rain. Monday of next week, the GFS shows a little sliver of moisture working up into the eastern part of Alabama. We'll discount that and just mention a mostly sunny day for now, or partly to mostly sunny day for now. And a week from today, Tuesday of next week, looks like a fairly dry northwest flow aloft, and looks like some cooler air could be dropping down. A 1043 high is over Nebraska, but that looks cool and dry with highs maybe dropping back in the 50s if this is right. All right, here's the end of the forecast, March 19th. Troughing showing back up over the east. That looks cool and dry. And temperatures over the next 15 days. This week will be pretty warm with highs mostly in the 70s. And then next week seems a bit cooler with highs dropping back in the low and mid 60s. But no freezing numbers on the board. But I still say it is way too early to plant anything that would be harmed by freezing temperatures. We all know we'll get that late season cold snap at some point. That's it for the Weather Xtreme video today. We'll have notes in the blog. Traveling today, don't know if I can crank out an afternoon video. We're scheduled to be down in Rockford in Coosa County for the First Alert Storm Team, but one way or the other, we'll put notes up on the blog this afternoon. And if you can, catch us this evening on the live stream of the television side, ABC 3340 News at 4, 5, 6, and 10. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, and God bless.